Overpopulation. There are several direct consequences of overpopulation. First, exhaustion of natural resources. The main effects of overpopulation is the unequal and unrestrained use of resources. The planet has a limited capacity to generate raw materials, and each year the natural resources deficit. The consumption of resources at a faster rate than the planet is able to generate them is reached earlier. Consequently, in developing countries, overpopulation causes first rivalries to control resources. Territorial conflicts over water supply are due in many cases to geopolitical tension and can end in war. Second, environmental degradation. Unbridled use of natural resources as well as growth in energy production from coal, oil and natural gas, fossil fuels, is having a negative impact on the planet. Consequence number on the one hand, the deforestation and desertification, extinction of animal and plant species, and change in the water cycle, and the most direct consequence of all in the form of emission of large quantities of greenhouse gases leading to global warming. Third, recent unemployment. On the other hand, a high number of workers exist for a limited number of vacancies, and this seems destined to lead to high rates of joblessness in the future. This in turn can provoke rising crime and social revolt. Fourth, rising living costs. All the above will lead at the end of the day to increase living costs in most countries. Fewer resources, less water, the packing of many people into confined space, and a lack of money are provoking an increase in the cost of living wherever only a percentage of the population will be able to cover all their needs. The impact of overpopulation is tremendous. Overpopulation is one of the biggest challenges humanity is facing and threatens the near future of the planet in economic, environmental, and spatial terms.
To refer to the causes of overpopulation, we will start from the Malthusianism catastrophe concept, which refers to the consequences foreseen by the demographic theory by Thomas Malthus, an English scholar who in 1816 became famous when was publishing his theory. In this is mentioned that the population increases in a geometric progression while food production increases in a arithmetic progression. This causes a situation of impoverishment and subsistence economy that could lead to an extinction of the human species, and that Malthus predicted for the year 1880. Unless drastic measures are taken, the time will come when food won't be enough for everyone. He predicted the medium-term annihilation of the considerable part of the world's population as a result of the food crisis. The main measure he recommended to defer the demographic catastrophe was the natural birth control by delaying the marriage and reducing the number of children, although he also hoped that wars and epidemics would act as a factor of a natural regulation, delaying the arrival of the crisis. Fortunately, this gloomy vision failed due to methodological errors contained in its formulation and because its conclusions did not take into account the possibility of implementing other brakes on population growth, such as modern birth control techniques and the progress of agricultural production technologies. However, Malthusianism is still in force. The term Malthusianism catastrophe is still used to describe critical situations that may take the survival of the human population unfeasible or very difficult if its growth persists.
Hello, we to propose uh, two solutions. The first, um, promote family planning, simple educating men and women about contraception can have a big impact for workshops, conference, medical care, and campaigns, so that we will see for financing with interests like ONU. Second, government incentives. There should be a senior government official responsible for addressing population related issues. The government should to promote responsible parental and say subsidies uh, should be limited to the first two children.